ink-a-dink, 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 ink-a-dink. Wow!
And a blessed Sunday morning to you. Welcome to Basil BuddhaCat Presents. And I have with us this morning, I don't know if she's good for an interview, but yeah. Basil said let her go, please, let her go. She's already past that 40-second work week mark, and she's on overtime, so, oh my gosh, she's so fluffy. This cat is so amazingly fluffy. This, of course, is Walter Forest Cat, and known as Feather Duster Kitty because, well, I'll let Walter announce. Show you. Look at that thing she's got back there. Okay, go ahead. Here, let me make a little pathway for you. Okay, look, there's some catnip over there. We'll go on a coffee break. On a catnip break, and there you go. Okay, look there. Look at that. Look at that. Nice, huh? Yeah. So, Friday night, we were talking about a lot of things. Took a lot of the conversation up by communicating with good and dear friend of Basil's and mine, Marty Heiser, about Planned Parenthood, and finding some extreme differences of opinion, most of them based on fact and fiction, about the fact that no federal tax dollars for, I think it's about 30 years now, no federal tax dollars are allowed to be used for abortion. Marty came on a show and claimed quite the opposite, that the Planned Parenthood not only aborts babies using federal dollars, but they turn around and they apparently they coat them in gold and sell their organs for research at a hefty profit. Again, a lie. But sometimes you don't need a lie to make a point. Sometimes you don't need the truth to make a point. Sometimes a lie works a lot more favorably. And Marty and I got into a rip-roaring discussion about that at Basil's. Let him put it his own way. So first of all, get that kid off the table. She's costing me money. Do you pay her? Walter chimed in no. But and second of all, this show's about me, says Basil. Said this show's about me. I want to talk about the things I want to talk about. And said, hey, is that Donald Trump over there? Yeah, Basil, Donald's here. Donald Trump his two-dimensional self is here, and you want me to see if I can get him on the phone? Well, all I got out of that was a nod, but I'll take that as, hey, kid. Oh, okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, well, a little droopiness there from the droopy man. Okay, hold on. Is this how you want me to reach out to him? Okay. Well, We know he's driving the clown car. We know he's in charge of that because he's got 24% of self-described Republicans who place him as their candidate of choice at this moment. And way back in the clown car, you have a bunch of others, starting with Jeb Bush, and working your way on back to that to many other candidates. But it looks like it's going to be pretty much the guy with other people's money, Jeb Bush, versus the guy with his own money, Donald Trump. And okay. Oh, answer the phone. Well, it's not in the. Hold on. No, that's Lil. Lil on the Cat in the Hat phone. Lil likes to join us. She's here as the Calico Cat turned into the Calico Stone, but she's also here on the Great Big Cat in the Hat phone. We also have, and we'll check. Nope, not the Nickelodeon phone either. Well, third choice. The Inky-Dinky phone. Nope. Although I think Marty Heiser might be there. I think his fingers are on his keyboard right now, get ready to send us some more thoughts. So it's not this phone, not this phone, not this phone. Oh, it's the micro-inky-dinky-phone, which is right at the end of... No, it's not the end of my pinky anymore. If it's not this finger, and it's not this finger, it's not the thumb, not the end of my index finger. Oh, okay. Yes, Mr. Trump. Or should I call you Donald? Okay. Yeah, he's there, Basil. Oh, he fell off. Hold on. Got it. Okay. So, well, he's calling us because he knows we've made fun of Megyn Kelly on occasion because she said some pretty insane things, and he figures that if she's going to say make some wild statements, then maybe she's his kind of a gal. Okay. Yep. But he was a little upset with her. And he told her so right there at the debate in Cleveland. He told her that she apparently had blood coming out of her eyes and blood coming out of wherever. That was his word, wherever. And I guess because he forgot, he claimed afterwards that the reason why he said wherever is he forgot what the nose is. He forgot the word nose apparently. So he said wherever. And he really had no intent to imply that she was being harsh on him or asking him tough questions because she was menstruating. And well, there you go. Apparently it's all just a misunderstanding. So, did you come back and explain? At least give the explanation that if anyone was offended, then I apologize for their being stupid enough to be offended by my remark. You didn't say that, did you? You didn't come back with, you didn't give us that. How come you didn't at least give us that? How come you couldn't have at least acknowledged that it was a reasonable presumption on people's parts that if you said wherever back to Megyn Kelly and kind of gave her a little look at her lower extremities and sort of put your fingers out and go like this and go like that, that you didn't mean what it seemed like you meant. How come? How come you didn't at least do that? Said, I'm the Donald, and I don't answer to anybody. I'm the only one out of all the candidates who has the strength and the courage to speak the truth, at least how he sees the truth, and that's it. So why should he apologize to anybody? Because apologizing only makes a president look weak. So you don't want to look weak as a president. You want to tell everybody that. Just like that, apparently. You want to tell everybody that you don't owe anybody an apology for anything. Basil said, said, like I was talking about with when you were carrying on your conversation with Marty Heiser, I told you, don't be surprised that if you lie down with a dog, you're going to get back up and be covered with fleas. So Basil apparently is not going to get into that discussion with Donald Trump. Basil's quite certain that Trump meant what he said what he meant, and that elephant is lunatic 100%. Okay. Do you want to get back on to talking about the candidates that you like the best in the race? And those, of course, would be Basil's big three, by the way, and my big three are, first of all, Bernie Sanders. Bernie speaks for us, and he speaks the truth on many important issues, and not afraid to weigh in on any issues. Oh, wow. Donald Trump is trying to serenade us. He's trying to make us. He's trying to give us his French cafe version of "Don't worry, be happy." So Bernie Sanders, certainly our number one choice. Elizabeth Warren probably would be our number one choice if she were a candidate. Again, a very vocal supporter of Americans that actually work for a living instead of letting their money do the work for them while they're out on a yacht, and having their money peel money away from real working Americans. And after that, Jim Webb, Secretary of the Navy, Vietnam veteran, a little on the conservative side for Basil and I, but certainly honest, and that's certainly one of the main considerations when you look at a potential president of the United States. Third choice, Hillary Clinton. Like Senator Sanders said on Face the Nation, she's been getting bombarded for a couple decades now about non-issues, claims against her, claims that she and Bill Clinton murdered, I think the list was about 70 or 80 individuals that in some way died in a way that conspiracy theorists can claim to be under mysterious circumstances. And as Senator Sanders said, a lot of the stuff that's thrown at her is based on misogyny, based on the dislike of women, and that was unfair. And we'll agree that Hillary Clinton gets beat up and lied about ad nauseum by her opponents. Of course, here's the thing, Basil. We're in the 2016 election's coming up, and here's a comparison between 2016 and 2008. Here's a comparison. In 2008, the Republicans had spent tons of money on research, focus group research on how best to attack Hillary Clinton, because she was going to be the candidate. She was it. Guaranteed. She guaranteed it. Republicans guaranteed it. Everybody guaranteed it. Then along came Senator Barack Obama and set the Democratic Party on its head. Won Iowa, went on to win a lot of caucuses and presidential primaries, Democratic Party presidential primaries, and became the candidate. Oh, okay, yeah. Basil wants me to note that one good example of how he out-organized Hillary Clinton was that was that in Texas you had a primary and you also had a caucus, and the caucus came after the primary, and in the primary Senator Clinton gathered more votes than so Senator Clinton gathered more votes than Senator Obama. Okay. Then the caucus came along, and through the skills of his campaign and out-organizing her at the caucus. Now, the caucus, you have party loyalists come together. They have to be registered voters in the party. They show up, identify themselves, prove that they're members of the party, and then they gather in a room, depending upon what portion of the state you're in, what voting district you're in, and you divide up according to who supports whom. So you kind of divide the room up. When you have multiple candidates, you have this candidate's supporters, this candidate's supporters, that candidate's supporters, or in this case, probably they were just at that point the two main candidates. Divide them up. And as it turns out, Barack Obama won the Texas caucus. And that added to his strength. He was ahead by a fairly decent amount at that point. He went on to win the nomination, and the rest is history. Now, fast forward to 2016, and once again, Hillary Clinton is the. It's not fair to say that she's the anointed candidate. Nobody's anointed her. I mean, that's something that Republicans try to pass off, because it sounds so un-American. Anointed. It sounds more British. It sounds more. It doesn't sound like American retail politics. So you've got your presumed candidate, and you have some challengers that have come along, and the most formidable one being Bernie Sanders, Senator from Vermont, Bernie Sanders, who has spent his entire career a member of the Socialist Party, ran as a socialist in Vermont for the House, and ran as a socialist member and ran for the Senate, the Senate seat in Vermont, one of the two Senate seats, as a socialist, and won. And recognizes that he's not going to be successful running for president if he's not going to be successful running for the presidency as a member of the Socialist Party. So he gravitated toward the closest thing, which is the Democratic Party, and took some flack from his friends back in Vermont who said, oh, geez, I just crushed the phone. We got a backup phone? A micro-inky-dinky-phone? Okay. Mr. Trump, you're still there? Mr. Trump? I hear women screaming in the background. It sounds like women. So I think he's probably proving how dedicated he is toward the ladies. So Senator Sanders migrated to the Democratic Party in order to run for president. Became not a purist socialist instantaneously, and some of his friends peeled away and said, "Look, you're not. Either you are or you aren't. You can't be both. And we don't like you, and all our support for you is gone." Of course, now when time comes when we all get into the voting booth, if he's the candidate, if we all get in the voting booth to vote for president, I'm sure they'll all come back. But that's presumption, and that's based on not knowing, because we don't know. Because we don't know. We can't predict. Nobody knows who voted for whom unless they come out and say it. And even then, you can't be 100% sure that they voted for whom they say they voted for. So there's a lot of secrecy, and that's the way it should be in the voting booth. What do you mean? Basil said, we went through an entire Friday night show acting like we're PBS. And even on PBS, you have sponsored by stuff. You have acknowledgments of corporate sponsors and foundation sponsors, including the Koch Foundation, who sponsors a lot of good television shows. And companies do this. Corporations sponsor shows in order to get their name out there in a subtle way, and let everybody know that they're community-minded people, that they're community activists. I like that term, community activists. So, what do you mean? Basil says that I'm helping him out by sending an ever not so subtle secret message to Donald Trump wherever he is. Well, he's not up in the hammock with Bill Murray, and Bill's up there. Stephen Colbert's up there. He hasn't started his show then, not until September 8th, when he takes over for David Letterman. So Stephen Colbert's up there, and the one we like to call LFFF, Drew Carey, is up there. So the three of them are up there. I don't think Donald Trump's up there. No, he's not. He's certainly not up there. Okay. So, hey, that time okay, hold on. No. That time it's the inky-dinky-phone. Hello? Basil BuddhaCat presents. This is David Stevenson, Basil's co-host, interpreter, and chief gopher. How may I help you? It's Basil. It's Rick Santorum. Okay. He says as soon as the weather's appropriate, he's going to go back to the cardigan sweaters. He likes those. He likes those pullovers. He'll go back to them, and he'll regain his popularity, and he'll be the candidate. Because he can more clearly enunciate the conservative point of view. And Basil, I've always kind of likened Rick Santorum in a lot of ways to our good friend Marty Heiser. Some sensitive, does some good things for people. Rick Santorum has a child that's got some disabilities that I believe he adopted. I know Senator McCain has 2 children that he adopted, 2 Vietnamese children that he adopted, and Senator Santorum likewise. For that matter, Michelle Bachmann and her husband are into the adoption scene, and they've adopted some kids, and and are giving them an opportunity to live in maybe not a coherent household, but in a household where at least they're loved and cared for. So, that's where you want to take the conversation? All right. Trump gone. Okay. So this is another reach out we have to Marty Heiser, and Marty is what he describes as being pro-life, and by that he means opposed to any abortions, and nobody's for abortions. He'll get that eventually, is that none of us are in favor of abortions, but at the same time, women are adults, fetuses are not, and adult people have more rights and more responsibilities than the unborn. They do. They just do. And so women do have the right, the constitutional right, to make a decision whether to carry a fetus to term or not. So here's the thing. Our challenge is to Marty and to folks out there that are opposed to abortion, that they should put their energies in a positive focus. They should particularly adopt teenage girls that certainly one day may very well have unplanned pregnancies. And by adopting teenage girls, or babies for that matter, you have an opportunity to send the message out that children are not going to be, that there's an alternative, that all is not lost if you bring a baby into the world. If you have a baby, you don't have to worry so much about that baby not being loved, about it ending up in perpetual foster care, in orphanages, in situations where we wouldn't want them to be. And this, of course, is why women quite often make the decision to have an abortion, is they don't want to be responsible for bringing a child in the world. They don't want to have to bear the guilt of bringing a child into the world that's got no future. And so by adoption, folks like Marty, as you know, Basil, you know that I have an adopted son that turned out pretty well, and certainly turned out a lot better, perhaps. You can never tell, you don't know for a fact, but I believe turned out better than he would have if he had not been adopted by his mom and me. And Basil says, you know, the cha-ching business I was talking about, he says says the show doesn't pay for itself. So hold on. Okay. Somewhere around here there's a Hershey's Kiss. And of course, you know, Basil's candy of choice. And why do we know that? Because, all you have to do is look in this letter pan, and you'll know that Hershey's chocolate is definitely his his favorite candy.
They say they'd rob your grandma blind on Wall Street, fritter her away her Medicare on Wall Street. And Pharma Oil and their pet fox don't care if she lives in a box, so long as they wear platinum jocks on Wall Street, Meow.